Hey guys, so this pregnancy has been quite different than my first pregnancy with Helena. With Helena, we kind of knew right away what her name was gonna be. Here she comes, speak of the devil. We kind of knew, as soon as we found out she was a girl, we knew that her name was gonna be Helena. It was weird, we just automatically knew, like, that's her name. Her name's Helena. And the middle name took her middle name took a little longer, just because it was kind of an odd middle name, but her middle name is Rogue. So it's Helena Rogue. But yeah, her name was really easy to pick. This one is so difficult. This one, it's been really, really hard, but we think we finally figured out what it is. We had a name that we thought for sure we were gonna use, and we've actually had it picked out for like years, but then as soon as I got pregnant, it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel like that was his name. It didn't feel like that was his name. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we think you're gonna make this impossible. Okay, so the name we originally had picked out, we think we're going to use this as middle name, so I'm not gonna include that in this. But since we finally figured it out, we think what his name is gonna be. I thought I'd do a 5 or so baby names that I love but won't be using. Again, things can always change and I could end up using one of these, but I think we're pretty sure which one we're using. So, oh my gosh. So the first, who called me? Okay, so,
you don't get to do it. You don't get to do it.
So, oh my goodness, okay. So one of the names that was one of the top names, actually. One of the top names that we actually, it was one of the finalists for sure, was it was Ramsey, and I've loved this name. Oh my gosh. I really like it. It means strong island, and I just really like the way it sounds. It's different. It sounds strong. Why are you doing that? No. It sounds strong, and it's different. And I love it, actually, because I loved the name Ramsey Wade, and I thought that it sounded really nice. I loved it, but then it just didn't feel right saying it, like calling him Ramsey, and then just imagining just saying it over and over. I just kind of said it a lot, and it didn't feel right. So love it, not gonna use it. Hi. Sticking with the kind of Game of Thrones theme, I guess, is Theon. I love this name, and honestly, I think the only reason I'm not using the only reason that I'm not using this name is because change of venue. She started throwing a major fit, so she needs to sit in her room for a while. Okay, so Theon. Yeah, Theon is a name I love. Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is like the only association anyone has with it, and the character Theon in the show had some unfortunate things happen to him. So I don't want him to be teased about that. Even, I mean, who knows if by the time he's in school and stuff people will even know what that is, but it's just, I didn't want to risk it. Even though I do love the name, it means godly. Yeah, I couldn't do that to him. So Theon was not really an option. I love it, but wasn't really an option. Griffin was another one. I don't know, I just always liked it. I think it might have something to do with the fact that I love Harry Potter too. So Griffin would be pretty cool. And Josh's middle name is Theodore, so like Griffin Theodore would be cool because it'd be almost like Gryffindor. But it just, again, wasn't top of the list. It was just one that we kind of considered for a while. It means strong lord. I have a lot of strong and godly and all this kind of stuff in there. But yeah, I really like Griffin too. It just, for me, it sounds more of a, it sounds like more of a kid's name. I don't know, it'd be harder for me to imagine like an adult man Griffin. Obviously, like, it can be, and there is people like Forrest Griffin, the UFC fighter. Love him. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I love it, so yeah, I don't have much to say about, bad to say about it, because I do love it. But yeah, it just didn't fit. This one we brought up actually before we found out Helena was a girl. I brought it up, and my dad loved it. He likes Harry Potter too, but I love the name Olivander because I love the name Oliver. Josh hates the name Oliver, but I was like, Olivander is pretty cool. I'm like, you still call him Ollie for short. I'm like, that's really for short, and I'm like, that's still really cool. But again, it's kind of just like an odd, kind of out there name. I don't know, it's just a little too weird for me to actually use, I guess, or a little too different and out there for me to want to use, but I still think it's really cute. I know Colin and Katie had their son and named him Brooks, and that was the first time I've ever heard it. I'm like, that's really cool. And that one stuck with me for a while. That's the thing, is I liked it, but I wasn't in like love with it, but I kept calling him that. Like, I kept in my head referring to him, like, it would just be like, oh, I'd talk about the baby, but then in my head I'd say Brooks. Like, it seemed, I don't know, maybe just because it was short and sweet, I don't know, it was easy, but I just decided, I don't know, to me, it was just too similar to just Brooke, and I don't know, like I said, I love the name though still, so I just didn't want to be called Brooke, or I don't know, Brooke. So, I mean, and our cat's name was Philip Jack Brooks. So I don't really know if I want to name him after our cat, who was named after a professional wrestler and UFC fighter. But still, yeah, I love the name. Just decided not to use it. And this last one is my absolute favorite. We went to Hawaii for Josh's work. He won, since he was in the top percentage of people. We got to go to Hawaii for free, and this name is what I was calling him like the whole time we were there. At this point we knew he was a boy, so this is one of the first names that actually came to me after we found out he was a boy, and I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. The name is Boone. It means, what does it mean? It means a blessing. I just love it. I was calling him Boone the whole time we were there. I kept telling Josh, like, oh, it's Boone, it's Boone. And he just didn't really like it. Well, I don't even know what, some higher up at his work, his name is actually Boone. And I think that's why we started talking about it, because I heard it and I was like, I really like that name. Which I'd heard of the name before because I watched Lost, which we're actually rewatching again right now. But I loved it. I'm like, that's such a cool name. And I think I really liked it because, I mean, I kind of associated it with the character Boone in Lost, which is Ian Somerhalder, and he's obviously smoking, but I just, you know, I'm like, that's a cool name. I really like that name, but then I looked into it more. Josh was just kind of like iffy on it. He's like, but I was really, really, really into it, and I liked it. I was like, that's his name. And then I started looking into it and on the internet and stuff, because I don't know why, but I care what other people think. So I looked it up, and it just got so much negative feedback, like all this negativity, and I was like, man, like, people were like, oh, it's like Boone's Farm Liquor or wine. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is. But, and then there's like, oh, it's just like a hillbilly hick kind of name, which, I mean, I guess isn't so bad, but I was just like, man, like, it just had all this negativity around it, and I'm like, well, maybe that's not his name. But I still love it, because we just recently restarted watching Lost, and just been hearing it over and over again. I'm like, man, I still love that name. But it's not gonna be his name. The opinions of others kind of prevailed in that situation, unfortunately. So like I said, we do have a name. We're pretty sure. This is his crib, by the way. We put this together this weekend. I put his dresser together too this weekend. His room's coming together. It's still messy, but it's starting to come together. So yeah, we have his name. And like I said, the first name that we had originally picked out before we even found out I was pregnant with him, before I even found out I was pregnant with Helena, that we had picked out for a boy, that is probably going to be his middle name. But yeah, this first name just came completely like out of nowhere. I was looking through Pinterest because I was having such a hard time finding out what I wanted to name him. And so I was going through Pinterest and looking at baby nurseries, because usually baby nurseries have like names on the wall. And so I'm like, well, maybe if I see it like written on a wall or something, like maybe a name will stand out. And it did. I saw that. I was scrolling and I saw that, and it was a name I knew, but seeing it, I was like, wow. I'm like, I think that might be his name. And I never let go of it since then. And Josh wasn't really for it at first. It took him quite a few months, actually. He just, like, probably this past week is when he finally, like, accepted, like, hey, that's his name. So we're not going to tell anyone until he is born. We have family members that are already, like, really upset about it, saying it's not fair and all this stuff. Like, they want to know and they want their input. But that's kind of why we're not telling anyone, because we don't want anyone else's input, because that I cared about other people's input when I liked Boone, and look how that turned out. So that is pretty much it. I could do a list of girl names, but you know, like, what's the point? We're not having a girl, so we haven't really thought about it much. We were probably going to name her Maggie if he was a girl. So he's a boy though, so Maggie wasn't really an option. So that's it for this video. And if you liked it, what are some of the names that you love but didn't use, or you plan on using, or you know, just names that you just like in general? Leave them in the comments, and maybe, who knows, maybe one of you will give me a name and I'll be like, wow, that's the name, that's the one. That could happen. I don't know. I'm pretty sure we're set on what his name is, but who knows. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.